What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of That Hobby Show. With me, as always, is Houston from Chasing the Graph. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, my friend? How are you doing? I've got a clue of how you're doing, but how are you doing?
Yeah, so the week started out good. My Beckett submission, my Beckett authentication submission, came in after a few months. The cards look great. There is one card that I have a problem with that I'm going to have to send it in to get it reslabbed. So that kind of sucked. But I mean, the cards look fantastic. Like you can see the slabs, and then right here, that little speck right over there by Kershaw. That little white thing, that is a piece of plastic that's inside the slab. But yeah, and that just drives me
I thought
crazy.
HGA made mistakes.
Yeah, I mean it's tiny
Yeah,
though. Yeah,
yeah.
and then I like tried to shake it around, but very pleased with my first Beckett authentication submission. Uh, I really like the I really like the slabs, especially for autographs. It doesn't really distract from the card, because that's kind of what it's about, is the card and not the slab. But Beckett's running another special this month. It's 25% off. I don't want to wait for the 50% off one, because that might be, once a quarter or something that it happens. Uh, and then the Jeff Gordon, Dale Earnhardt dual signed card came in this week. Everything looks good to me. I've asked people, and there's a couple people that don't think it's legit. I think it is. So that'll be in the next Beckett submission. And then, yeah, you can see here on the back, like there's different pressures and everything, with the marker. So that leads me to believe that it's legit, and it's not like it's a special offer card from 2019, So because I'm sure there's people out there that would try that and probably,
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but then today, shit went south. So, hottest day of the year so far in Tucson. It's like 110, 111 today, and the air conditioner just totally shit the bed. It's done for. It took us all day to actually get somebody out here to come and look at it for 5 minutes and tell us, yeah, it's got to be replaced. So the family, so the family's packing up. Found a dog pet friendly hotel, so they're all going there. And then after this, I'm going to finish packing up and meet them. But it kind of sucks because tonight I wanted to watch the NASCAR, the All-Star races tonight, and then I was going to get some TTMs together to ship out to Japan. But oh yeah, speaking of that, another good thing this week. So I got 2 returns from Japan. I used the correct postage. I used Japanese stamps, and they showed up in about a month, which is, I think, is pretty fast. Even for regular TTMs, to the States, I think a month is can't really complain,
Considering, definitely.
Yeah. But so that's me. How's it going with you?
Good, man. Like I said before, I don't want to rub salt in the wound. We just hung out by the pool today and just kind of took it easy. I got a good tip yesterday from a friend of mine who works at Walmart in the eye center, and they had some Series 2 and some draft pick contenders football. So picked up a hanger and a blaster. Not really doing too much card related still, and I ripped those nothing crazy out of it. Nothing really goes into it. But, other than that, that's really it right there.
Did you check the numbers on the back to make sure you didn't get any SPs or super short prints?
Yeah, nothing. The best one, I think the best card out of the hanger was a um like Davidson gold parallel out of 2021, and
Okay.
then there was Key Brian Hayes like 1965 Topps throwback insert, and those were
Oh,
about the two best ones in it.
not bad. Yeah. So I seen Ryan Cracknell on Twitter. He likes to post checklists of the SPs and the super short prints. And one of the guys that I was going to try to collect, Ha Sung Kim, the shortstop, second baseman for the Padres. He has a regular card, an SP, and an SSP. So I'm sure that's going to be super tough to get, especially with him being Korean. So
Yeah,
just a whole nother country of fans that are going to be trying to collect that card and drive up the price. But if anybody's watching, don't buy the SPs and the SSPs in the first month because they're
yeah.
probably going for astronomical prices right now. Kind of like that. Was it in Series One or was it last year? The Andrew McCutchen with the cup of coffee in the dugout and his jersey open with the chain, and people were going crazy for that card.
Yeah, I think it
And
was last. Yeah,
yeah, and now I think it's probably like a $30 card. So yeah, but anyway, though, this week's episode is about hobby resources, and I wanted to try to explain or help people uh, kind of give them the tools that we use because even though we're not like moving the needle in the hobby or things like that, we're not big wigs, but there's somebody out there that probably thinks, wow, these guys got their shit together, how do they do it, you know so that's what I wanted to put together an episode for, and try and teach people just little tips and tricks to make the hobby more enjoyable for them. So the first thing was a lot of people now with well, the pandemic's kind of coming to an end, but a lot of people were selling cards, shipping. And I think one of the problems with bad shippers is they don't know where to get the materials, right? Or they're just cheap. But the good thing is you don't have to be cheap. Is you just go to USPS.com, the United States Postal Service. If people don't know this, you can order shipping supplies from them for free. Now it's not, you're not going to get free stamps, you're not going to get free bubble wrap or tape, but any of their boxes or their priority mail envelopes, you can order those for free, and you can. I don't even know if there's like a quantity, like a limit, but so you just go to USPS.com, hover over ship, and then click on shipping supplies, and it'll bring up the screen that gives you everything, everything that they offer. Because sometimes I sell bats, and there's the long triangular. You can't see my hands, but they're long triangular tubes, and they're perfect for I think up to a 40-inch bat in length. And so most post offices don't have those on hand, right? So you can just go on there, order it, and they mail it straight to you. That's the good thing, So a lot of times, well, recently, I don't know about your local post office, but my post office, they used to keep the lobby open where you could get all the shipping supplies. They cut that out because people are losing their damn minds and trashing the post office. So it's completely locked up. And yeah.
ours here, it's like you have like a separate area where the PO boxes are, and they have like very minimal stuff. They basically all they have in that area are the small, medium, and large flat rate boxes,
Yep.
and then they have a door that goes into the actual the post office where you stand in line, you they start to call you, and that's where they keep all their bubble mailers, tubes, paper mailers, uh, non-flat rate boxes, different size boxes, and then that door that you go through to go part of it, they lock in at 5 p.m. So the only thing you have access to after 5 are your various sizes of flat rate boxes, and then there's a kiosk you can buy stamps from. But other than that, that's it after 5.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like there was boxes that I didn't even know existed, and they have a few that are good for hangers. Now I'm talking about cards for hangers and cello packs. Like it's you could fit a hanger in there vertically or a couple cello packs in there, so that'll save you a lot on shipping too. And I think it's like it's a small priority, but it doesn't charge you the same amount for the regular size small priority. So I think this is like five or $6. So there's definitely check it out if you guys didn't know about it, because there's a lot of good free stuff. And yeah, just cut up the boxes, use it for padding.
Yeah, it's the big difference between getting a box that's like, I don't know, just like 6x6x6 versus getting a small flat rate box. That small flat rate box, I think they're like $12, I think.
Yeah.
And with it, and I shipped one blaster and a 6x6x6 box. I got 70 cents from Target, and it was like $6 to ship it.
Nice. Yeah. So that's not bad at all. And then one of the other things that me and you are pretty big into is TTM, through the mail autographs. So with everything going on, I totally forgot to bring my book. But one of them is it's called sportsaddresslists.com, and you can order address lists for specific sports. And it's sold by Harvey. I believe his last name is Meiselman. I probably screwed up the pronunciation, but it's not bad. So I think the regular baseball one costs $80. It'll list all the players alphabetically. It'll tell you when they made their major league debut and for what team, because that comes into play when you have a couple guys that have the same name, and they're not, and it's not like they're related. They're not a junior or a senior. They just happen to have the same name, like a Chris Smith. There's a couple of Chris Smiths that have played in MLB. And then it'll give you their address, and there's a column that says fee. It'll have a Y or an N for yes or no. And then it says if they're tough or not. And it'll say yes or no. And what Harvey considers tough is, I believe it's less than a 25% return rate. So the bad thing about the book is it's basically a newspaper, right? So once you get it in the mail, there's no updating it. But the cool thing that he does is quarterly, he will send you an email, not just you personally, but he'll send it out to his mailing list, and he will give you all the changes that have occurred in that past quarter. So if there's any deaths, if there's a player that is now charging a fee, he'll tell you what the fee is, and he'll give you the updated addresses. And one of the other things that I like is if you get an RTS, a return to sender, you email him, let him know, hey, this is who I got the RTS from, and this is the address that I used, and he'll try and find that address for you. And I've actually had that happen, and he gave me an updated address, and I was able to get the player. It was Tony Giarantano for the Tigers back in the day, in their early 2000s. But that's one of the ones that you can pay for if you like that book. And then he also has baseball, basketball, football, NHL, and He has one that's for strictly Olympians, just minor league baseball players that, you know, probably have a bunch of cards, but they never made the show.
Right.
And, yeah. And then he has one of like dignitaries, famous people, you know, like astronauts or politicians, you know, things like that. So I use that. I normally get it every couple years because recently I found sportscardforum.com.
That's exactly it. I've been using Sports Card Forum for probably 9 years now.
Yeah. And the good thing about that is all you have to do is you just create a username and a password, and then you get access to all the TTM lists, and it's free. So since you've used it, why don't you give us the what you like about it?
Yeah, what I like about it is it's broke up in categories: NHL, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, and then you have your non-sports for, like you were mentioning, your astronauts, celebrities, talk show hosts, or whatever. And the thing I like about it is if there's an active but no longer active, if you scroll through it, you'll find where somebody else has done an address and they sent something to you. And so you might have different addresses for one person, and 6 of them may be having good successes where the others are not. And probably the second thing I like the most about it is have the username of the person that sent it. It'll be like almost 1, 2, 3, 3, lick, lick. And it'll be like to X amount of days, whether it was 600 days, it will say so and so signed 2 of you. Thank you, Mr. Whatever. So I think it's cool that you can actually go through and look at each success as far as like they signed 1 of 2, they signed 2 of 2, this one returned, this one returned, this one wasn't signed. And then you get a really good idea, a really glimpse of what that person will sign and not sign. I think it's Kayvon who will not sign James, I think he is, if I remember right. And so it's listed right there where some people won't go through it and send a picture to be like, picture was returned, Mr. Kayvon does not sign, iTunes cards only. So
Yeah.
that's a little piece of information that you get doing, you know, so to speak.
Yeah, and one of the things that I like about it is that you can so it'll be in alphabetical order. It goes by last name, and then there's a column where it says date received, and you can click that, and it'll put them in order of the most recent successes for everybody's name that ends in A or B or whatever. And I like that because instead of, so when I'm going to look for a person that I want to send a TTM to, instead of me going through all my cards and then finding cards and being like, okay, I want to write this guy, and then I look and see, oh well, hell, that dude, he signs pretty sporadic, and he's like a 400-day turnaround. But with that, I can just see what the most recent successes are for that last name, and then that's how I pull my cards. Because, dude, it's probably around 50,000 cards, and it's a pain in the ass going through them all the time. And then you see that the guy doesn't sign, you know, once you pull the cards. So yeah, I like doing that. And then so they also have NASCAR autographs on there as well. But me and you are also on a Facebook group called NASCAR Autograph TTM Collectors, and that's a really good site for just getting the addresses, the most recent addresses, because I don't know if any of these folks that are on that Facebook page actually use Sports Card Forum or not. They may not know about it, but those guys seem like they always have the most up-to-date addresses, and usually the group's pretty drama-free. for the most part.
It's so funny you bring it up because me and the guy that admin that group, we were in another one, and the guy that started that group, he had been the admin for years, and he made a status one day and was like, "Hey, I've got a lot of stuff going on. I can't do it anymore. Comment here if you'd like to be an admin or whatever." If I commented on it, obviously, but I admin like two like main groups or whatever. So I was like, I got the admin experience. It's obviously main groups.
Yeah.
So he chose three of us, and one of the other guys actually removed me and this other guy as the admin, and they kicked us out and blocked us from the group. Over it. The group that me and you were in, me and this other guy started, and for about the first 2 months, it was kind of crazy because they're saying two or three people the addresses, and then people would say, "Oh, I'm not posting the address, look at yourself," and then they would be like, "Oh, you're so mean to me." So really the two entry points are you willing to help people get autographs, and are you willing to share address? And if they don't click yes or answer yes to both of those, then they don't get accepted. So it further instills it. You're going to be in that group. Just share the addresses.
Yeah.
Much like me about before is people going like, "Oh, I got Dale Earnhardt 2 years after God, and I'm not giving up the address."
Yeah.
Don't be that person.
Because in NASCAR autograph community, it's pretty well known who does and does not sign. Because it's really a pretty small group of drivers, between the active ones and then the ones that the retired ones that are still alive. I think pretty much everybody knows you're not getting Jeff Gordon or Dale Jr. Pretty much everybody else you can get. But Dan from Korean Cardboard checking in. What's up, Dan? We'll be talking about you here in a little bit because you are one of my hobby resources. So we'll give you a shout out. But yeah, so let's just jump right into it. So one of the resources for me for Korean baseball, the KBO, Korea Baseball Organization. So we just highlighted Dan from Korean Cardboard. He has a great blog. It's koreancardboard.blogspot.com. And it's pretty much everything you need to know about Korean baseball cards, and everything is in English. Dan takes the time to actually translate stuff into English from Hangul, and it makes it super easy. That's the site that I used when I found out I was going to Korea, and I wanted to find out if baseball cards even existed and where to get them. So Dan has been a huge help with that. And then one of the other guys that tunes in from time to time, George from KBO Collections on Twitter. Oh, yeah, and Dan's Twitter handle is @KoreanCardboard. So, yeah, and then he can point you in the right direction for his blog. But George from KBO Collections, he also has a blog, kbocollections.blogspot.com. A lot of good info about Korean baseball cards and everything that he has been collecting outside of Korean baseball cards. Because George, big Cardinals fan. Dan, are you a White Sox fan? I know you're a Mark Gurley fan and a Don Mattingly fan. So they don't post just about Korean baseball cards. And then if you actually want to buy Korean baseball cards, there's a website called gmarket.com. When you go to it, everything will be in Korean. Don't freak out. There's a little globe up in the top right-hand corner where you can click it and change the language to English. And then you'll just have to search for Korean cards. So you search by the manufacturer, which is SCC. That's how I search. And then you'll get a bunch of other junk in there, but you'll see pictures of the baseball cards. And then if you're going to buy from that shipper, just make sure you click a shop that has the little airplane on it, because that means they ship internationally. Yeah, and yeah, so that would be bad to spend all this money and then not be able to get any of your cards. But so also, if you just want to know about the KBO in general, another Danny Kurtz, you may have seen him on ESPN when they were showing the KBO games last year. He has a Facebook group called mykbo.net, which is also the name of his website. That basically what Dan does is he reads all the Korean newspapers and links everything to his site. So it's like a one-stop shop to find out what's going on in the KBO. He also has a Twitter feed. He's in Twitter jail right now because the KBO is, I don't know. It's pretty annoying because you have somebody that was with you when you were nothing. You get the ESPN contract. You get a little bit of publicity, and people want to know about you, and that's where everybody went, was the Dan's site to find out about Korean baseball, and it's in English. And then and then the KBO, I guess, didn't like it, and they're cracking down. Them and MPB in Japan are cracking down on stuff. So I don't know. Hopefully it comes back, but music was in the background of one of his tweets. That's why he was suspended, which is so lame. But it is what it is. But I mean, the KBO, they basically steal popular songs, and that's the players' chant. When they're singing, like the catcher for the LG Twins for the longest time, his walk-up music was Gangnam Style. So because his name was Yu Kang Nam. But yeah, it was a pretty fun dance too. So that's Korean baseball. Now Japanese baseball. The man to go to, Dave, at NPB Card Guy on Twitter. He posts pretty regularly about Japanese baseball cards. I'd say maybe once a day, twice a day, that he's posting. And his website is japanesebaseballcards.blogspot.com. And this dude can pretty much tell you anything about modern Japanese baseball cards, and he knows about every release coming up. If there's a team just doing team issued stuff, he knows about it. But yeah, he he kills it. Dan is also saying NPB Card Guy also has yeah, that's what I said. He does KBO sets too. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that because Dan usually hooks him up with the cards from Korea. So, and then here's all the sites. Dan's helping me out because I'm going to have to go through later and help everybody out. I was going to put all of the at the Twitter handles and their blogs and everything, and then one other guy. I don't know if we're friends or not, but Robert from he's at Prestige Japan BB, and he basically does Japanese auctions. And this guy has some kick-ass stuff, like as far as Japanese baseball stuff's related, like a lot of the older stuff, and then like he's the guy that I get all my Ichiro banners from, the girlfriend hates. And I mean, who doesn't want a couple 6-foot Ichiro banners, everywhere you look? I think it, really ties the rooms together. So I need more, actually, But he also has an eBay page. He does, what is it? Quarterly auctions, and he has an auction going on right now. There's some really good stuff that I'm eyeing. So hopefully here in a couple days when I go back and check it out, it is not out of my price range. And here is, thank you, Dan. That's his Twitter handle. So give him a follow. and definitely give MPB Card Guy a follow. Super detailed breakdowns of all the Japanese releases. Did I miss anything, or is there something I left out? Can you think of anything?
No, I mean, I guess I don't know. Other than like resources, know what you're sending, and if you're going to send something TTM, make sure you have enough samples that you can put 2 per card if you're sending it. 1 for the return, one for sending it, 1 for the return. And if you can sign up for pirate ship, absolutely do that.
Oh yeah, there you
go. It's free. You just make an account. It's so super easy. And if the person who's buying from you sends you their address, you can copy and paste it. Auto fills it. You down and pick out if it's a box. What size is it? Is it a mailer? What size is it? Get rates, and then you got your tracking number instantly, and you can print the label out right there. And you don't even have to stand in line at the post office. Print the label out, take it home, set it on the counter, and walk out. The best part is using Pirate, it's usually $1 to $1.50, not much cheaper. You're going into the post office, you're not paying credit cards. 6 ounces in a 9x6. $3.20 versus going to the post office and paying like $4.80 or $4.90. So I think pirate ship, if people print at home, they can use and print out their own labels. And if you have a thermal printer, that's even better because you just print it, pull it off, and pirate ship is a huge time saver. Doing track sales and having instead of going to the post office, having 10 packages, put the information on them, you have to type a number, and you got to type out all 10 tracking numbers. With pirate ship, you can just copy the tracking number and send it to them. People really respond to it immediately.
Yeah. And it's crazy too, because like I'll order something, like I'll buy something off Twitter. It'll be 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, and then a half hour later I have a tracking number. That that gives you that warm fuzzy feeling. Or either they're doing it right, or they're just making up a tracking number, like a phone number or something. But even if you don't have the thermal printer and you're worried about printing off the shipping label, print it out. You just I think it has a little dots around it, so you know where to cut it out with the scissors, and then just tape it onto your package. I've gotten plenty of those that way, so don't worry about not having the thermal printer. And then a really good investment, a scale. You can get like a little food scale. I think they're like $20 or something. The official like mail scales at the post office are about 25 or $30, but I use those for when I'm sending stuff TTM, or when I'm sending things to Japan, because I don't want to screw up my postage again. They go by grams, and then if you have a stamp, or if you have a scale, you can convert it from grams to ounces, and then I figure out how many stamps that I need, because I don't want to be over my weight. And it's a little scale is definitely a really good investment. And then Dave has some more information for us. This card is cool. Forgot about that blog about Japanese baseball cards as well. So definitely check that out. I will add that to the in the comments on YouTube. It'll take a couple days, since I'm kind of a nomad right now, living out of hotels. So once everything gets straightened out, we'll definitely take care of that. Shit. Oh, if you're going to one of the things for TTM, if you're going to ship a relic card, make sure you use the non-machinable stamp, because I'm not sure if you're aware of it. I made this mistake early on. Was if a relic goes through the machine, that part where the like the little frame for the relic, I don't know if it happens with a bat, but a jersey relic, it'll bend, it'll crease. So there's little creases around the relic, and yeah. So Dan, no, I not getting well. I kind of am getting work done on the house. It's the hottest day of the year here in Arizona. I think like 112 degrees, and the air conditioner is dead. So we will be living in a hotel for a few days. Hopefully, just maybe, hopefully one. I don't know, but the dude said there was like a blockage, and I don't know. So yeah, kids out there, learn a trade. You will make a buttload of money. It's not always about the degree, you know. So yeah, but what else you got?
And I was going to just add to the whole pirate ship thing. The pirate ship thing comes in handy because if you're going to send something like a baseball or a mini helmet, you can also have a return postage that has tracking, so therefore your tracking goes live when you're about to get it back.
Nice.
So then when it's on the way back, instead of, just sending, call was like, because the way I used to do it was take 2 bubble mailers to the post office. They would just put like 6 stamps or like 6 like, and no, 4 $1 stamps on the return package, and then they would actually put the tracking number and everything on the bubble mailer that was being sent off. And so with just the stamps, I didn't know. I knew it arrived, but I didn't know if it was back. I didn't know if it was in transit. I didn't know if it was going to be a week. I didn't know if it was going to be a week. But with Pirate Ship, you print out your own tracking number for the return. You just switch the address for the sender and the returner, and then track it. You just pull it up every so often. So every tracking that you send, if it's been 2 weeks, the thing might be, on its way back or starting. You can just go through and switch that tracking number, and it'll tell you like awaiting post, like awaiting post office awaiting shipment, post office shipment, and then when it gets delivered to the post office, it'll show up like scanned in, destination scan, post office, whatever, and then you're like, hey, my ball's coming back.
Yeah, yeah, or something's coming back.
Yeah, and that's the another just like advantage to having Pirate Ship, and like you said, free. You sign up, create an account, and you're saving money instantly.
Yeah, yeah, but yeah, and that's definitely way more convenient than going to the post office, because like when I would do the return shipping, I'd be like, okay, I'm mailing this. What's okay? I need to pay for this postage, and then okay, let me take this out, and then just tell me how much the postage for this is going to be. And it's like I'm speaking in tongues, and they're like, what? Why do you want to do that? And then you have to explain to it like, hey, this is a baseball card that I'm trying, and it's, I'm kind of paranoid. I don't like people knowing what's in my mail because I don't trust them, So I don't want to put that, hey, it's a baseball, or something like that. Because
I had that happen a couple of times where I was out of step, and instead of going to the kiosk, and I would just go up to the counter and say, hey, I just need to put 1 stamp on it while I'm at it. Get a book of stuff, and they'll sit there and start like put it in a blender for a little bit. And what's in here? And it's just a card and a top loader, but they'll be like,
oh, they give it the bin test. They give it the bin test, and I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah, and then
they have the little fake mail slot that they try to fit it in. Like, come on, man.
And, like, it feels like it's kind of rigid. It should go first class. I'm not paying $4.20 to ship a plain white envelope. Like, just give me the like quick question. Like I don't need you questioning me. Like, let me put the stamp on it or the non-machinable stamp, and then if it comes back because there's not enough postage, we'll deal with it. But like,
it's like just there's no liquids, perishables, anything fragile, materials. What else is it? Liquid, mercury. I almost have the whole thing memorized because I'm at the post office so much.
Yeah.
So I need pirate ship or something else. I have a label and I have.
Stop to be about my product or what's in my plain white envelope and stop bending it and give me my damn stamp.
Yeah. And then so on the subject of mail security, so I like to be cheap, and I hit up the dollar store and got envelopes, right? Awesome. A big box of envelopes for like $2 or $3, but they weren't security lined. Make sure you get the security lined ones, because if not, it's basically putting your cards in a pair of see-through panties. Because, I mean, if you hold it up to the light, you know exactly what the hell it is. Like, you can read the name on the card. It is that see-through. And, yeah, so now I use that. I use them for TTM, but the big envelope, I use that in the big envelope. And then the cards go inside the letter, and then the SASE goes behind it. So you can see that there's something in there, but you can't tell there's cards. So yeah, make sure, check your envelopes. Make sure there's
like 2 index cards. Yeah, I'll put it in the top loader, tape it up, and then I'll put the top loader in the middle of 2 index cards, and that way you get that added security. And then if for some reason somebody steps on it, hopefully the index card will take a little bit of the brunt of the force. But
yeah. But I'd like to keep going, man, but with this no AC, I am dying. Dan said he made a good comment. I know why I was originally living in Arizona, because the Air Force made me. But as I get older, this heat, man, it is not cool. I do not like it. So I need to find somewhere that's a happy medium. No snow, not 110 degrees. San Diego would be cool, but it is hella expensive. So yeah, maybe I'll move down south more. So I don't know, but
it feels like North Carolina is the place for you, because we get 1-2 inch snow a year, and then in the summer we get like 90, 95.
I don't want to be in the humidity. Yeah, it's a dry heat. Thanks.
Yeah.
I think if you've watched the show from the beginning, I'm pretty sure I'm getting progressively redder and shinier. So yeah, it is not dry. I am moister than an oyster right now, man. So yeah, but you have some cool stuff going on. So we have a lot of viewers. Let's let them know what you got going on.
Yeah, I got my first American Lucha Wrestling interview under my belt. I got a lot of good feedback about it. They had an event last night, so I got to talk to all of them and all their thoughts on it. They all really, really loved it. I got to do it with probably their best talent, their best wrestler, Cool J. He had last night, him and Tyler X had one of the best matches I've ever witnessed in person. I've been to a couple of WWE events, and I'm working with them some more. Got to interview their wrestlers more, just quickly on them as they can, so their wrestling really, out amongst all the information that's going on. And the wrestling, they have an event on the 23. Cool J is going to be wrestling. How that has attacked them 2 weeks ago from behind blindly with a chair. And so in Burlington, North Carolina, and Lucha Dome, June 26th, Cool J and the Caribbean are going to have a chairs only match. I'm pretty excited about it.
Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And there's a certain way that you have to hold a chair. You can actually do it backwards, where it'll hurt the person more. I learned that back in the day on one of the wrestling shows or something. But I think after you get comfortable with these guys, that you need to do like a pros versus Joes type thing, where, hey, you think you can be a wrestler? Well, I'll show you how hard it is.
Yeah.
Take
I was
some
watching them practice.
explain it.
I was watching them practice on Tuesday when I got a little bit of like action,
Yeah.
the interview or whatever. And they got done, and I was just like, man, I'm so shit just watching you.
I'm winded. Yeah, people like the girlfriend gives me a hard time all the time. Oh, but it's fake. Well, I mean, yeah, I know it's fake, but it's fake in a sense where this dude got hit in the head with a chair and he didn't break his neck. But I mean, do you want to? Are you expecting a homicide every match? You know, like these guys gotta soften the blow so they can wrestle the next night and night after that. If somebody actually gets hurt, it's because something went wrong.
Yep.
And it's I guess she's kind of like one of the Fairweather NASCAR fans. She watches NASCAR for the wrecks, and then she watches wrestling for the injuries type thing to make sure people are really getting hurt type thing.
Still
Like, why is he taking so long to climb up that ladder? I would have been out of the cage by now. Like, okay, whatever. I'm pretty sure the you, but yeah.
Watching football. Should we be watching football? And she's like, run it up the middle. How hard is it to run up the middle at 15, 15 yards? She's like, why don't they just run it up the middle? I don't get it. They're going all over the field, and they should just run up the middle. And I'm like, you have 11 other dudes the size of a small house trying to kill you.
Yeah, you run it up the middle twice in a row, and then it's not happening the third time. So, yeah. But, yeah, Dan, anything over 85 blows. It has not been 85 here since February, brother. So, yeah, I miss our 3 weeks of winter. Yeah. But anyway. Yeah, I got nothing else going on. I will be probably MIA from the hobby for a few days until all this stuff gets taken care of, and then I got to clean my room. It is a mess. So yeah, and then but hopefully I'll be getting some TTMs coming back this week, and then I can show those off. But yeah, that's all I have. Do you have anything else, man?
Nah, just this whole American Lucha Wrestling thing that's going down. Super excited to be a part of it.
Yeah. And then so you're posting those videos over on the Chasing the Graph Facebook, right? Or no, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm posting them to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I'm also sending the actual wrestler themselves, the individual or the actual raw copy of the video, so they can do as they please.
Yeah, make sure they sign off and stay to the true to the brand type thing. But yeah, and then we also have that hobby show Facebook page. So if we haven't invited you, check it out. And if we have invited you, please accept our invite. And then what else? Yeah, post those videos on the that hobby show page as well, man, and get your views up. And then Dan looks like he will be in the States July 14th through August 12th. I am off work. If you want to come to Arizona, you can. It's hot as balls. But yeah, we'll go watch a baseball game at the D-backs, and it's inside a hangar. Usually they'll, they blast the AC and then they open up the roof and keep the AC on. It drives my inner dad crazy that they're doing that. But yeah, so thanks everyone for tuning in. We will see you next week. And